Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It's Win It Wednesday. I'm going to just find myself on Magnolia's site so I can see any comments that come up. As you guys are hopping on, just say hey to me. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me pull myself up here. And if you would be so good as to just sprinkle the love around, send it to anybody you think might be interested in what we're doing here. I'm going to send it to my page right now, my personal page. Event happening now. Yep, as you're hopping on, say hey. Today is Win It Wednesday. Happening now. Okay, I've shared that out to my page and my personal page. We'll see. Hey, Linda and Sandy and Wanda. We have Kathleen and Marlene. Hey, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. We've got Althea. All right. Aloha. Aloha, Althea. We have Kat. All right. Today is Win It Wednesday. I am Lisa Ramsey coming to you live from Magnolia Design Co. in North Carolina. And today, like every Wednesday, is a day that you can win something. Okay, so all you have to do to be eligible to win is just to be on this page or watching it. Yeah, you have to comment on this page. So if you're watching it for someone else's page, hop on over here and pop in the comments the answer to this question. The question of the day is, what is your fondest memory with your grandfather? If your grandfather was not alive when you were, or your memory doesn't go back that far with him, maybe a grandmother, but a grandparent. How about we do that? What is your fondest memory with a grandparent? All right, and what can you win for watching and for commenting? So you have to comment below. Please sprinkle this around. Share it with other people who enjoy just winning stuff and who might enjoy crafting. So this is called Make a Wish. It's an 8.5 by 11 stencil. It's a silkscreen stencil. It's got all the instructions on the back if you've never used our product before about how to use it. And they're reusable. So this is what you could win today. We're going to choose one winner. The winner will be chosen tomorrow. So you got all day to watch the replay, to watch us live, whatever. Comment, what is your fondest memory with a grandparent? Because here's the trick, guys. And then we'll randomly choose a winner and we will let that winner know. We'll just contact you. So be on the alert for the contact from us, and then you will be shipped this awesome stencil. Okie dokie. Linda says, fondest memory of my grandfather is when he used to grab us in his cane when he walked by. I love that. All right. Fishing on the lake they lived on, Lisa says. Hey, Bernita. All right, we've got Lisa and Maureen and another Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, for sprinkling that around. Maureen says fishing as well. Now, the reason that I got something wonky happen with my computer. All right. So the reason that I wanted to have you guys, I asked you guys the question about what is your fondest memory, is because I am going to be using this limited time stencil, limited release. These are all stencils. I was really stuck on what to do. I was thinking about the Wicked Chickens stencil. I love this one so much, but I'm not going to do that one because I kind of limited myself with some stuff I wanted to do. I thought about this one. This is called Butt Neck Nuggets. So on one side it says Farm Fresh and butt nuggets, and the other one has the rooster, the pig, and the cow. But then I finally settled on this one. I settled on Grandpa Tell Me. All right, and so all right, so our stencil today is Grandpa Tell Me. I'm going to set that off to the side because I got to prep our surface. Our surface for the day comes in this wonderful box here, and this box here, and it is our wood rectangle cutting board. It says 8 by 5.5 by a half an inch. So it is a good, sturdy cutting board. It is not too heavy. It's made of bamboo. It's or palawana. It's very nice. And so one side has this cutout, sort of like it's routed around the edge, and that kind of makes your design pop a little bit. And the other side is plain. We're going to use the plain side, but we're going to do something else with the other side. So our surface is this wood cutting board that you can get in our shop, the Grandpa Tell Me stencil, and then I'm going to be using this glittering black chalk paste, our chocolate brown, which I love, 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 and maybe a little bit of this black. We'll see. Okay, Lori says, I lived with them, so I had lots of fun, but it was the holidays, the food, and helping prep the food. So much love in the kitchen, isn't there? That's where we love to just congregate too. Okay, Sandy says, I never knew a grandfather. They had both passed before I was born. I had great-grandparents still living until I was 10 or 11, I think. All right, so let's get started with our board. What I wanted to do is I picked up some of these Jenga blocks or towering, tumbling blocks or whatever. I've got 8 of them. You can get them at your dollar store. You can, you know, if you got some missing from a set, you can rob your set. I'm going to use 8. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cutting board riser from it. All right, now I also want to like faux stain this too, but I want to do the legs first. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I have got my Titebond wood glue. You could use any glue. I'm using Titebond, and I'm just, rather than squeezing it out, I'm just going to actually just brush it on with my paintbrush. I'm going to be using the Titebond glue. You could also use E6000 or Gorilla Glue or anything like that. Hey, Kathy says, hello. My memory of my grandfather was he played the piano with his nose. Wow. All right. Grandpas do weird things, don't they? All right, so I'm going to use the Titebond, a combo of Titebond or any long-term glue, right? Along with this with this heat gun. And that's just for a quick set. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to put a little bit of glue. Well, that's a lot, babe, isn't it? Didn't need to get in there so far. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on both sides of this block. And then I'll put some hot glue on there too. All right, and I'm going to do this with all of them. Now, I'm just going to put the hot glue right in the middle. I'm not putting it on top of the wood glue, okay? I'm just putting it right there, and that's just to help it set up quickly. And what I want to do is get these going like this. I'm going to make 4 of these, put them together, square them up real well, and I'm going to set this one aside for now while I work on the others. Okay, be careful not to, you know, allow your glue to sort of seep out. All right, so I'm going to do the others real quick, and then I'll glue them to my board, and we will start staining it. So why the wood glue? You could actually just do, or the Titebond or whatever, you could actually just do hot glue, but I just find like it doesn't last as, you know, it's just not as permanent. So I do like wood glue. All right, let's see. Both of my grandfathers passed away before I was born, so unfortunately I never met either one, Joan says. How about your grandmother? Do you have any memories with any of your grandparents? Any of them. It doesn't have to be the grandpa. It could be either one. All right, I got 2 more to do, and then we'll glue them to the board. Let me get a little, oh, that was too much. Too much. Maybe I should have left the lid on, huh? What do you think? Just squeezed it out. I'm not real good with that. I feel like it gets everywhere. Okay. Got another one going. So my fondest memory with my grandfather is actually my step-grandfather. And when he married my grandmother, my Nana, she had been a single woman for a long time. And she was a very strong woman, as is my father's mother. She was a very strong woman, had raised 5 kids on her own. Just a powerhouse of a woman. All 4'11" of her. A lot of great memories of her. But if I'm talking about my grandfather, it was my Grandpa Leo. And my grandpa Leo treated that woman like a queen, like no other. And that's what I remember. And I remember learning from him and my father too how women should be treated. But there was just like the world revolved around her. He would do anything for her. Okay, Linda says, memory of working in the back garden with the grandfather. That's nice. Okay, now I'm going to take these and I want to show you something. I'm going to do my whole glue thing again. Now I'm going to do it on, I just wanted my riser to sit up a little bit higher. That's why I put two together. So now I've got the glue on again, right? My little trick here. I'm going to put a little bit of the hot glue in the middle just so it sticks really quickly. And then I'm going to use these cutouts, this router, as a guide. And I'm going to put this right on the corner. I'll show you when I get it on there. I'm going to put it on right like that. Whoops, don't fall off there. Can you see that? I put it right on, I put the corner right up to the corner and the edge to the edge. I'm going to do that with the others. I'm losing it. You know, later if you wanted to, once you got this all together, if you felt like it wasn't like sturdy enough for you, you could even come in with a brad nailer and pop it in there. Up to you. Because this is a 1/2 inch thick. This board is a very nice cutting board. All right, we'll turn it around and get the other 2 feet on there. And then we will start working on our staining part of the project. So thanks for joining me today. If you are just joining, it is Win It Wednesday. So the question is, because we're doing something around Grandpa, if you would just type in the comments, what is your favorite memory with your grandfather? And if you don't remember your grandfather, then if you could tell me a favorite memory with a grandmother. I have lots of great memories with my grandmothers. They actually lived, when we were little, didn't live too far apart, and when we were little, maybe to the age of 10 or 11, maybe until my great-grandparents died, they got together on holidays, so my parents didn't have to go to different places. They both had different children, multiple children, but they got together, at least those 2 families, and they just let us have family, Christmas and stuff, and it was really nice. I loved it because we have lots of cousins. That's what I love about family. All right. Carol says, grandfather always loved me more than the others because I'm the only handicapped person in his family. All right. So wonderful to be loved. Pam says, one grandfather rode me around on a horse just days before he died. The other grandfather made sure to have watermelon when we came to visit in the summer. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay, here is my cutting board that I showed you before. This is the little riser I'm making. If you're just hopping on, I am making this cutting board riser with a cutting board that we sell. It's got the routed edges, and that's the part where I'm placing these little feet. And the feet I made with 2, well, it was a total of 8 Jenga blocks. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it over now and show you where I'm going. See that? Isn't that cute? So adorable. All right, that's what I'm going for. I think it's gonna look super cute. So now we're gonna get to staining it. Now let me get rid of this glue gun, because I do not want to hurt myself. All right, so, and I am prone to do that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chocolate brown, and I'm going to, this is chalk paste, okay? I'm going to take my chocolate brown chalk paste, and I am going to put a little bit of it in this tray that we have. These trays come in a 24-pack. They're nice for when you're sharing paste or mixing or whatever. And now I'm going to use our fine mist sprayer. It's just got water in it, nothing special, just water. And I'm just going to mix it around. Does anybody do this? Do you guys stain with chalk paste? All right, so I was going to do it with a rag. I just realized I didn't bring a rag. So we will try the baby wipe method. All right, so let me put this aside. I might need a little bit more since I'm doing the baby wipe. So I've got a baby wipe here, and I am just going to use it. Let me get a one that has more moisture to it. And I am going to just grab some of that and go around my board. See that? Just going to go around my board like this and stain it. I'm going to do that on the sides and on the top. I think this is going to turn out cute. Do you guys ever stain your boards like this? Any of your materials? So you can do, you know, with our inks, you can water down the ink and do like an ombre effect on, see how that's coming out? Does that look nice? That's a quick way to stain, right? I don't have to buy any stain. River, hi River, thanks for joining us. Yes, Kathleen, yeah, you got to try it. It's super easy. You've already got the stuff here, you know, use what you have. That's what I like to do. I also use paint sometimes if I've got a color paint that I'm working with and I like it and I want it to kind of like match things, then I'll use the paint. But in this case, I had the brown. Pam's never tried it either. All right, so you guys got to give it a shot and then let me know what you think. Use a little bit more. It just takes a little smidge. It's not very much at all. And I do this with the baby white method with paint as well. You can, because it's already got a little bit of moisture in there. You're not asking it to do a big job. All right. Carolyn says, never got to know my dad's father. He died when I was only 3. Only knew my mom's stepdad, and he took us on ice cream to the ice cream parlor often. That's pretty cool. I'll flip it over because, you know, no project's done until you get both sides, in my opinion. So I'm going to, these Jenga blocks or towering blocks or whatever they're called, I got mine at the dollar store. They stain up real nice, real fast. You can paint them too. You can use them for lots of things. I mean, I know the dollar store is like a buck and a quarter now, but it's worth it because you always have the wood blocks hanging around. And there's so many uses for them. Okay, Kathleen says, I've used the paint, but not the paste or ink. Yeah, you should try that. So the ink, that would be fun. That would be cool for maybe for a craft club idea to show how to, you know, do an ombre with an ink. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay. Maybe that'll be coming. That would be awesome. Then everybody would know how. All right. Can't keep great secrets to ourselves. Not these kind. Not crafting secrets. Got to share. Okay, another thing you can do, obviously to get into the little parts that are hard to reach, just go ahead and go in with your paintbrush and throw some in there and then just wipe it off, which is what I'll do. All right, so I'm kind of, I'm definitely doing this one side, you know, both sides, because I want to do it, but I'm also doing both sides because I'm waiting for the other side to dry, and you're just, instead of us watching and waiting for paint to dry, we're doing other things. All right. All right, so other memories. Let's see. Thank you. Love that idea. Oh, okay. River says, I don't remember my mom's dad. He died when I was 3. My dad's dad died on Father's Day when I was 13. 13, so you got some good years with him. That's nice. Nice. All right. I think my grandparents were the first. You mentioned that your grandpa died on Father's Day, and day to honor him anyway, right? That was my grandfather. Actually, it was my great grandparents. Sorry, my great grandparents were the first deaths that I experienced as a child. First, you know, major loss like that. Now, like back in those days, your great grandparents were around. right? That's how they did it. A little bit different now. Seems like everybody's getting married a little bit later, starting their family later. But we definitely had multiple generations around. It's nice. There's so much to be shared and learned from the multiple generations. Oh, and definitely extra people to love on you. That's what I remember most, is the extra love. Okay, all right. June says, my favorite memory of my grandfather is when he put my hair up in a ponytail on a very hot and humid summer day on the farm. Oh, the farm. So where'd you live, June? You say a farm. Where in the country was that? Where in I would imagine you're talking about the U.S. I'm sorry, assuming there. Where was that? My dad died day after Father's Day, so that day is super tough now. Oh, yeah, Vonda. Yep. My dad passed about 1.5 years ago, and every day actually is super tough, to be honest. So, that's something that doesn't go away, does it? Nope. But the great thing is the depth of your pain is also an indicator of the depth of your love. And so I love that. Anyway, while it is painful and sorrowful, there was so much blessing there. All right, so I am washing this off, or wiping. I'm sorry, I'm wiping this off, and then I'm going to share it with you. Looks a little bit darker on the back. Yep, it is a little darker on the back. That's all right. That's actually looking so nice. All right. Okay, I'm going to shoot. Look at. All right. Let me show you how it's coming out, and then we'll move on to the next step. My parents were in their 30s when I was born, so I never met my grandparents. That's what Kathleen says. All right, so here we have our riser. If you just hop it on, this is our cutting board. It's a 1/2 inch cutting board, and I just added some, I missed a spot, some Jenga blocks to the bottom to make it a riser. And I'm just turning this around and finding all kinds of spots I missed. And then I used chalk paste with some water and to stain it. All right, so we're moving on to the next step. The next step is to work on our board. So let me just make sure it's dry real quick. Hello, where's the button? There we go. Okay, I had a vision for this before I went live about what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to straight up, you know, do this whole design. I'm going to be doing Grandpa Tell Me, but I really just want this windmill, and I want it sort of a, you know, like a classic country kitchen look. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put this over here, and I am going to take some tape, and I am going to, let me see what I want to do. I want my tape to be a little bit narrower. Okay. So I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to put it along the bottom. Okay, and I'll do the same with the side. Well, let me finish this way first. I don't like that. I don't like what's happening now. I'm not going to get a good clean line. Okay. Okay, now I'm putting this across the bottom so I get a good clean line. And what I'm planning on doing is making some classic stripes. Okay. So let me get my, I've got my black, and I had a little bit of this, I got this on Claire's at Hobby Lobby. It's called Charcoal Carbon, Martha Stewart's chalk paint. And I am going to paint my, this line right here. I was thinking about making it a little bit darker with the black, but I think I'll just go with the gray. So I'm just going to go here and paint right here between the two pieces of tape. Get a nice line going. That tape, you do want to make sure that you have a good connection between the tape and the surface so that the paint doesn't bleed up underneath the tape, okay? Now I'm going to go all the way to the edge, so I want to make sure my tape comes around to the edge as well. I think this is going to give a nice look, a nice classic farmhouse look. Who on here lived in a farmhouse or grandparents lived in a farmhouse? Not mine. Mine were city dwellers. I always wanted to. Still want to. Farthest closest I got is having chickens in my backyard. So we got chickens again. Can't wait to show you guys when they get a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and pull the tape off and dry it so that I can do the other stripe, okay? And normally I'm a little cheap and I don't throw away the tape, I reuse it. But since we're going to go pretty quick on this, I'm going to go ahead and reuse it. So now I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to come in and put another stripe, and then we'll put our stencil on, okay? If you're just hopping on, today is Wednesday. So you could win this Make a Wish on a Starfish stencil. It is retired. You cannot purchase it, but you can win it today on Win It Wednesday. In the comments, just tell us what is your fondest memory with a grandparent. I was going for grandfather, but if you have more memories of a grandmother, go ahead and put it in there. All right, let's see how that's looking. It's looking good. All right. All right, see, I've got my stripe there. I'm going to do one down the side as well. Cross your fingers with me because this is not dry. So I'll do the best I can. Hopefully it won't pull anything up. Yeah, like I said, cross your fingers for me. Who used to do that? Cross your fingers, hope to die. Stick 100 needles in your eye or something like that. What was it? Stick a needle in your eye. Yeah, I guess if you didn't keep the secret, you got a bunch of needles in your eye. That would be not cool. Okay. Friday night card night. Is that with your grandpa, Tammy? All right, we're going to go in with one more stripe, and then we will dry it, and then we'll come through and put our stencil on. And I want you guys to tell me how much you love it. All right. See where I'm going with that? Okay, let me bring it around to the other side. Got to continue it on. I think it's going to look nice. I think it's going to go perfect with this stencil. All right, off we go. Off with the tape. Oh, yay, it didn't pull off my paint. Hey, you know, it's always a risk doing these things fast. Oh, I did pull off a little bit. Crud. That's all right. I'll fix it after this. Let me go ahead and just hit it one more time with the heat gun. And, oh, I see why it did. That's all right. I'll lay it down. Actually, I'm probably going to sand it a little bit. That will look cool. All right, let me stop talking to myself, and I'll get this going here. So we are going to put Grandpa Tell Me is what we're going to use today. All right, and we are only going to use the windmill. I like the rest of it. I actually love this shirt, you know, putting it on a shirt or just anything. But I think for our purposes today, it's going to look super cute on this board. All right, see my board? I love it. I'm almost thinking, I won't do it with you guys here, but I'm almost thinking maybe another like very fine pencil stripe on either side. But we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and get going on my stencil. Sorry, I had to dip down below. I have got my tacky towel here, and I'm going to go ahead. I've never used this one before, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out of its container, out of its plastic sleeve. And then the directions are on the back side if you've never used them before. These reusable stencils. Diane says, my grandmother lived with us when I was little, and she always had a cup of baked custard. Oh my word. Each day when I came home from school. Oh, for you. How nice. Kathleen says, I used that grandpa stencil and made a gift. Yes. Oh, making biscuits with my grandmother, Gwen says. That's nice. Love, love, love cooking stories. All right, so I am just going to, if I put my pen here, yep, mark it. This one's Grandpa on the back, so I'll remember where it goes when it's done drying, when I'm done washing and drying it. Dang it, I'm getting stuff all over myself. And then I also want to make sure that, you know, that I remember which one's the back. The matte side is the black, the glossy side is the front, and that's, we always stick the stencil to the glossy side. All right, so I am going to go ahead and put my stencil right on this tacky towel and pick up a little bit of lint. Now, is this necessary all the time? It's not. I would say glass, non-porous surfaces like glass. But I also am doing it on this one because I just painted it. It's not fully dry, actually. And I want to make sure it doesn't stick with it. So it doesn't stick too much. It's already going to stick. Oh. Tammy says, we used to stay a couple weeks on summer break. Grandpa made us Barbie doll rooms and Grandma would decorate them. Aw, what great memories. I think 2's going to be enough for us. Now, I want to position this just right. I'm thinking, let me put a little bit of tape right here so I'll know where to stop it. I don't want it going over this line. I'm just going to put a light thing on there. All right, and now I'm going to put the windmill down. And line it up, you know, best I can, or the way that I want it. All right, see my tape through here? That's where it's going to stop. Now I've got this glitter black chalk paste, and I'm going to squeegee that on. And I'm going to have, wrong, I don't want that size. Or that one. Okay. Did you guys get the pink squeegees? All right, so now let me go ahead and get this on there, and then I will show it to you. Now, I'm not going to do anything except for the windmill. I think that that'll fit perfect on here. I was really tempted to do something else on here, but when I started thinking about those stripes, I'm like, nope, 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 I'm doing the windmill. And then I'm stopping it right at this glue tape, but you could do whatever you wanted to if you were going to do this project, right? We all do different things. That's what I love about using these stencils. Yeah, there's a guideline, you know, there's the design, but then you're going to do what you want to with it. All right. All right, so that is it. I squeegeed it on and off. Vonda says, I love that stencil, but haven't used it yet. Can't wait to try it. Awesome. So today, this stencil is available. It's available until next Tuesday, actually like Monday night. So you're going to want to hop on there. Monday at midnight is not, Tuesday morning it won't be available anymore. So you want to hop on there and grab it, okay? Let me put this off to the side. I'm just going to put it on this backing for right now. I'll wash it in a bit, and I'll remove my tape. And now, well, I'm not going to show you guys yet because I want to got some kind of, let me try this. I'm just going to put some jute through this hole. Not showing you the design yet. Put the jute through the hole, and then I am going to cut it and just tie it in a knot. I think it'll be cute. I think that's all it needs. All right, and it's not that we're going to hang it. This is going to sit on the counter, and something might stand on it. It might have all kinds of things in it, but I just want to have a little bit of a thing. Oh, I didn't bring my, I was going to singe the end, but I don't have it with me. That's all right. I'll just leave it like this. I just put some jute on there. This is a little bit thicker jute. This one I accidentally purchased, actually. It is called Natural Jute Twine, and I believe I got it from Walmart. But it is not your regular, I don't know, volume. No, that's not right. Weight of twine. It's a 3-ply. And it's pretty heavy. All right, so I think it works perfect with this board. All right, so want to see it? Do you want to see my finished project? All right, so this is with our cutting board. Let me sand this a little bit, actually. I'm going to sand a little bit of this line off, because I think that'll even look cuter, like distressed, right? Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. And here we go. With this looks so adorable, this riser. And here is our finished design. Let me see if I can see it. There we go. All right. Now you guys can do this hit too. It is our cutting board, 1/2-inch cutting board, rectangle with some Jenga blocks or towering blocks on the side, 8 of them glued together and glued to the board. And after I glued them, that's when I stained the whole thing with chalk paste. I took our chocolate brown chalk paste, watered it down with our fine mist sprayer, and just rubbed it on here with a baby wipe. And then I used some charcoal carbon chalk paint to draw some lines in, and I just measured them off, or excuse me, taped them off to make the lines. And then I used our glittering black chalk paste with a Grandpa Tell Me stencil to come up with this adorable little riser. All right, guys, well, I hope that you win. Remember, today, if you want to win this stencil, Make a Wish on a Starfish, it is retired and you cannot purchase it, but you can win it here just for answering the question in the comments. Say, what is your favorite memory with your grandfather or grandmother? All right, well, you guys have an absolutely beautiful day, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you win.